about is I'm so exhausted. I need to go back home, but I got to take care of these couple errands real quick, and I'll be good to go. But so I told y'all about the complaint, not a complaint, but the observations that I had about my food, my observations and opinions that I had about the food that I received at Wendy's. And I wasn't gonna do any survey or anything like that because it doesn't pay off. You know, you got to buy a premium sandwich, and then you get another sandwich. Premium sandwiches are $5. My whole meal is for something, right? I'm not going to go through all that. But I did want to share the observation because maybe they just didn't know. You know, maybe they don't know that, the food is sometimes stale and the customers do realize it, but they're just not complaining about it because it takes too much to complain. People just hungry, so you don't complain. And plus, complaining ain't gonna get you nowhere. And with the way that people are ghetto these days, what it might get you is some extra service in your food, or perhaps insured less service if you ever happen to go back again. I did buy some shoes, and the only reason I put them on because I didn't have any socks on with those boots, and the boots were getting wet. It was quite comfortable, but they got wet, and so that just wasn't doing. So this is what made me question this. Now, just to censor things and pin things down in the real world, no. In regards to this, I'm not a bad person, but looking at it from a standpoint of who I'm supposed to be, my personal standards for self, perhaps give you some tweaking. And the reason I say this is because I went to the manager afterwards, talked to him, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, could I speak to him?" He said, "Yeah." This is a short version. I gave the long version in the previous video. And so, what ended up happening was, what am I doing? Okay, I'm so tired, you guys. And now the sun is out, and I have this big umbrella, but I guess it's good for protection, right? So, and also that apartment manager's house where the dogs were at, he has cameras, so he saw that the dogs were attacking. But anyhow, yeah. So when I told him about that, and it seemed like he was half listening and half, he was engaging, meaning that he was making eye contact, and he had listening ears, meaning it seemed like his ears were perked, and he was making eye contact, but the eye contact was dead eye contact, like making eye contact because that's what you're supposed to do, And basically, what the situation was, okay, all he heard, he just picked out the points that he needed. The points that he needed was that, you know, she, she had a complaint about the food. It was stale. I'm just gonna make her another meal. But that wasn't the point. I didn't want a free meal. I just wanted for the next time, that um, just to let you know that the customers know they don't say anything, they don't complain because they don't pay to complain. But he just gave me a whole nother meal, and he was kind of disappointed because he said, "Oh, I got some fresh nuggets. The nuggets just fresh came up. I'll just give you some more nuggets." I'm like, "Okay, fine." And then he said, "How were your fries? Were they okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, they were fine." You know. And then he was like, "The sandwich. What kind of sandwiches you had?" And I told him what I had. And I was like, "I'm not trying to get a free meal out of it or anything like that." He's like, he understand, but I guess he's just doing what he's supposed to do. But I guess in real life there is no guarantee that you're not going to get another stale sandwich. So I guess I should just be thankful. But this is the part that made me wonder, am I a bad person? Because as I was leaving, um, and by all appearances, if somebody was on the outside looking in, I look just as much as a bum as anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But there was a guy that came in, and like I said, I recognize certain behaviors and stuff like that because situations. He am I? Yeah, I think I'm in the middle of the parking lot. My bad. Um, so so he was sitting there, just basically full speed ahead. Oh shit! But basically that would be the last thing y'all saw before I died. But full speed ahead. So part of me was like, I have this meal that I didn't pay for. That really I'm absolutely full right now, and I should probably just sit it on his table and go. But then would that be that's all, folks? Would that be disrespectful? Because the manager just gave it to me. And also would that put him on alert because he's sitting there, and somebody's handing him food? Would that put him on alert and cause a situation for him. Then another thing, when I walked over to Burger King to check myself, why is folks looking at me? Am I the star? Am I the main main character? But so I went to all eyes on me. Hey, hey, hey. But so when I went to Burger King, there were a couple of kids out front on their bicycles, right? And and then the other part of me was just like, I should have just gave them a meal. But then there was a man at the counter that was probably purchasing food for them or something. So am I missing out on my callings? But just like when I was asking that lady that had the live about the suicide prevention or whatever, probably the same situation is that, go with your instinct. Like I said for myself, she didn't say that, but go with your instinct because I know my situation. I'm in betweenish. Look at me and all my in betweenish glory. I mean, I technically look like that type of person, homeless person. But now I'm about to go in here to put in my thing. I probably should have just went to Popeyes, but I think the door is locked. But they're gonna make an issue, so I'll probably leave my bag up front, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave my bag up front and run. But let me grab a thing out of here so I'll have it to use. See, Piggly Wiggly has a purpose for me. If I can't get good customer service, I'll at least have a restroom stop. I'll at least have that, bitches. And who knows? I had to get this different type of pond, so maybe it'll be better or equivalent to OB, and maybe I find a cheaper alternative because this is only $3. Supposedly, I didn't check the receipt, but um, hey, how you doing? Do I need to leave my bag up here for you? I'll just sit it right down here. So, and I'm sure this is not typical because other customers are looking at me like, why would she leave her bag up there? Because they chased me down in the middle of the aisle to get it. So, yeah, so that was my inquiry to myself was like, you know, I could have, part of me is like truly giving spirit. I would have left the meal with one of those people, either the guy, and it's like two opportunities, either the guy that was sitting at the table when I left Wendy's or when I was walking into Burger King, the children that was sitting outside. Um, but there's different reasons. The smallest part of the reasons are the ones that I mentioned, but the real reason was probably a little bit of selfishness that went with it. This man just went into the bathroom. I don't know if the lady called him to go in there, but I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna blow it up nice and big. Did you see how my life works? Coincidentally, or maybe non-coincidentally, I don't know. She might have called him to go back there. He walked in and slammed the door just as I went in. This is the only public restroom you have, right? Okay. Oh, he flushed the toilet. I was thinking he's gonna stay in there forever just to be mean, but yeah, it's just one. No, it's okay. I got lucky. I said, you know what? Because my luck is so bad. As soon as I go somewhere to go, and then they'll stay for a long time, and then the bathroom will be really stinky. But that didn't happen. No, no worries. We all have to go. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's okay. Thank you. See, that's why I say it's just my luck that stuff like that happens. And you have to slam this door because if not, it'll open back up. There's no soap to wash my hands. See, there's always something. There's no soap to wash my hands, but there wasn't any soap the last time I was in here either. So, okay. And I used to have like a little mini soap thing in my bag, but I haven't been doing that. So now I don't have washed hands, but it's okay. So as far as the review as to if um, I would transfer over to these new tampons if they're better, they're not. They're cheap. I can tell like with an hour I will have to change it immediately, if not sooner. So no, they're not better, but they will hold me off till I finish running my errands because I actually ended up having to go back to the house twice already. So I wasn't going back again. I enjoy the exercise, but I got other stuff I have to do at home too. So just gonna grab my bag back here. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Like your dress. You're welcome. And the sun is coming out and it's getting warm. I got this big ass umbrella. I'm glad I changed shoes because I'll be dying of burning here. So now I'm on to my next journey. So that's the question. And I have to know my standards and the things that I live by are a little bit different than what everyone else go by. Look at me standing on the corner. The Mexican people done cross the street, and I'm waiting. I should have said that. I wouldn't have said that. So, and that's what I have to watch too, because that can sound racist, even though it's not intended to be. But because so many different cultures. But anyhow, yuck. Yeah, it's a really, really nice day outside. But yeah, and it depends on how I feel. Do I feel that I was a bad person for not giving? No, no. So I don't think I'm a bad person for not giving that up. I think that if I had all the resources, I would have without question. But I don't. So I think it was okay that I did. It's definitely a snack that I can have for later on, or something I can save and eat for tomorrow during lunch. So no, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. So the resolution is here. Maria Young Willoughby is not a bad person because she didn't give up her food. Okay, so now I'm gonna enjoy this frosty, and I'm gonna listen to music and walk. Look how beautiful it is outside. It's completely beautiful out here. I'm gonna enjoy my walk, take care of my errand, and go on to the next part of my life today.